Welcome to the Entrepreneur Show. My name is Heidi Richards Mooney, your host and founder of Entrepreneurs.com, where we interview smart, savvy women who use online channels to promote their businesses. Today we have a very special guest. Her name is Karrie Klimas, and she's co-founder of Great People Skills. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Karrie's passion is building relationships for long-term success. With over 12 years intensive networking experience, retail sales, marketing, and presentation skills, she's an expert in her field. She is now inspired to help others create highly successful personal and business relationships. And by the way, Karrie has effectively been doing this both online and offline. So we're going to talk a lot about her offline efforts for networking today. So Karrie, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you, Heidi. Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here today.
I am so delighted. And Karrie also, I did mention, is one of our Golden Mouse honorees from 2016. So Karrie, again, congratulations on that award.
Thank you so much.
We're always excited when we can interview some of our honorees. So Karrie, let's get right into it. Tell us about your background and how you first got interested in your current career path and the experience that led you to it.
Well, I got into it since I've known you. You've known me for a lot of networking events I've been attending for over about 6 years, and just going out there, meeting new people and just feeling really confident and comfortable, meeting people with no true agenda to sometimes even be attached to it, and just being relaxed and having so much fun and getting a chance to actually know people. So that's actually where it kind of just started, and wondering how I was going to create something from that place. So that's kind of where Great People Skills kind of showed up, is just getting out there, being me, and enjoying the space and people around me, whether it's a social event or even for business.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you do enjoy networking.
Yes, absolutely. People would say, I'm always out there networking. I'm always be seen.
That's true. But you know, there's a lot of people who don't love it. So do you have any quick tips? I know we're going to get into a lot of the questions about your business and stuff, but for people who may be a little bit apprehensive, the live networking can be a little intimidating, which is why I think social media is so popular, especially to people like me who are introverts, which people don't believe, but it's the truth. I prefer to network behind a computer some days than I do to, be the face-to-face. But tell us, what do you think?
Well, I would say if you're heading up to a networking event, first and foremost, first thing is going to be your smile. So make sure you have a smile and just have an open mind to really connect with somebody. Don't be ready to hand out a business card to somebody. Just be yourself, relax, and kind of ask them a simple question. How'd you know about this place? Have you been here before? Just being able to have something simple to ask people. That's, when you first meet somebody, just to get a comfortable feeling about where you're at and how they might actually lead you to a whole new conversation and a whole new maybe networking event to go to.
Wonderful. So, Karrie, do you think it's important maybe for people to have an agenda before they go to a networking event? If so, what might that look like?
I wouldn't actually put the word agenda attached to it. I'm going to say, how about an intention? Creating an intention before you go. So if you really have a business, and you want to actually meet some people. So if you have an idea, like for me, every time I go, I really create, an intention to say, I'm going to meet, maybe I'll meet 10 people, but really I'm going to meet two people that I really going to connect with and really have some kind of connection and build something. Maybe I'll have a one-on-one with them, or we're going to have interest in each other's business, but really creating from that point to say, hey, I'm going to go out there successfully having some names and numbers and really feeling comfortable to possibly meet up with them in the future and, create some interest with each other.
I like that, having an intention instead of an agenda, because I've heard a lot of people say having an agenda when they go to networking events, and typically I don't, but I do have a goal in mind, and most of the time it's to meet one person that I can have a conversation with, that I can follow up with. So if I meet 3 and they all turn out to be great potential either business associates or just to further the conversation, maybe get to know them and have a relationship, that's great. But my intention or goal has always been to meet one person. And I think by doing that, for me anyway, it's been very successful, because I end up meeting more than one, and that one person always shows up. Because if you don't have an intention or you're not looking for it, sometimes you miss it. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your business and the products and services that you offer or the problems that you solve.
Well, I'll say that there's no really true products involved, but there's definitely a service. It's called Great People Skills. And through the skills I've been using, like I said, through networking, being comfortable, more confident in connecting with people with no agenda attached, is really, truly, really getting a chance to pay full attention to others. And what we do is we teach people how to actually have these same skills, because really it's truly about, we all want to appreciate each other, respect each other. And sometimes some of the things grab our attention. So when we say grab our attention, whether it's social media, things are going on the background, or what we're doing, but truly it's your attention that really is focused on the other person. So teaching these great people skills through our workshops is where people actually get to build this muscle to really, really understand the contrast between where they're usually have their conversation sometimes going on in their head rather than the person in front of them. So, keeping a great flow of a conversation to be smooth, easy, but you never know where it's going to lead to.
So tell us a little bit about your workshops. What do they entail?
Well, it's once a month right now. We're having one actually this Saturday, the 18th. So this will be our third one. And it's 9 to 5, 5:30. It's a full day, but I'm going to say an hour and a half of that is for lunch, where people can go out and, connect with people. But really, to the workshops, were the first hour. I mean, a lot of us do networking. We hear these words called one-on-ones. And that's where we get a chance to sit down with people, really finding out who each other really is. With no agenda, you might actually find out they're from the same college. You might actually find out they were your next door neighbors when you were younger. I mean, I've heard so many stories about where, you keep asking the right questions and those things will just show up and like, wow, I've already got a connection that I made here and didn't even expect anything to come out of it. I mean, one of the things I talk about in our workshop is truly finding the golden nugget in every single person you meet. Are you asking those good questions? And I will say, from one of the ladies I met through a networking event 6 years ago, I kept asking a lot of questions. And from there, that 1 hour, I'm still friends with her, was running her chapter for her women's group for 2 years. She had bought products from me for the last 6 years from my other business that I had. So here we carried on a connection for over 6 years from just having a one-on-one. So truly understanding how, that's what we do actually in the workshop. It's really connecting with people one-on-one more effectively, so they can really feel the value of what they're so used to having up here to really being out there with other people. So, and they're also connecting, asking good questions. What are some good questions? We explore what great questions we could ask each other. And we actually role play that with other people to ask those questions.
Excellent.
And, yeah.
Wow, it sounds like a lot of fun, something I'd probably enjoy participating in at some point. So tell us about your ideal client, or who is your ideal client or customer? Who do you serve?
Well, it can serve, you say everybody means nobody, but in the case of our business, when it comes to great people skills, I mean, we really believe we all have good people skills. People out there networking have good people skills. And maybe some people coming into the market of networking and having their own business and just want to get out there and they want to socialize with people, they kind of may be afraid. Maybe they want to build on their connections with others and really understand how to be more sincere with others. And anybody who wants to be successful, and I'll say everything starts with a connection. It just depends on how sincere you're going to be about connecting with that person. Are you looking to also support them, but you don't understand what that means, but you want to be better. You really want to get better. What the skills you already have is for people who really want to take it to a new level. I mean, we see technology growing exponentially all the time. So if technology is always growing, or we should be keeping up with our people skills, because that's the second way to connect with other people.
Right.
So that's really what we teach.
So what has been the main challenge you faced in say, starting your company?
Ooh, a challenge. Well, I'll say that I'm doing this as a partnership. So it's been a lot easier with having somebody else with me. And I guess sometimes it also comes with follow-up and talking with people, really sharing exactly what great people skills really is. It's new, it's different, but truly in the words, great people skills is really how it describes everything. It's just people having to understand it, what actually is in the workshop, what actually involves it, and can it be done in like 2 hours? Well, building a new muscle, you don't go to the gym in 2 hours and be over and done in 2 days. You consistently go back and forth all the time, every time to the gym to keep building that new muscle that you're learning. And so, that's kind of one of the challenges, to see people step into something new that they never thought. One customer say there was a problem out there. So really, people really seeing that there is somewhat of a problem with great people skills. And even in businesses, as we want to connect with businesses who don't actually have in-house skill trainings and would like to hire us to bring that to their office, so they're all on board to create the same success plan and agenda.
Excellent. So you offer the workshops, and you also have networking events, correct?
Correct. Yeah. And there's one third piece of the puzzle as well. So, we've done about 6 networking events right now. They're free. They've in the Fort Lauderdale area. We do have another one. We're reaching out to Delray Beach. We're going to be at Harvest. I heard Harvest Seasonal Grill has been happening a few places out there. Groups have been having great events out there. So we have happy hour, free networking events. Will be there next Thursday. They're usually held twice a month, usually the first and last weekend of the month, because of our workshops being in the middle of the month.
Excellent. Well, that makes sense. And then they can implement what they've learned as well.
Well, yes. And plus, actually, that's where we bring everybody, because all of our graduates who attend these workshops, actually, we like them to come to the networking events as well, because they're meeting people. And the last 10 minutes of the networking event, we actually introduce our graduates and get them a chance to actually share exactly what they learned and experienced through the Great People Skills Workshop.
That's great. How long did it take you to develop that course? Because I'm sure that wasn't easy.
Well, yes. The idea got launched in August of 2016, and my business partner, Andrew, and I do come from self-discovery life mastery. So our coaches and trainers are from self-discovery. They are the master coaches. And so there's 13 techniques that you learn through self-discovery. And really, we're taking just 2 simple basic techniques that they teach and stretch it out to expand it to really 2 things: being present with the person in front of you and giving your full attention to the person that you're talking with, and feeling the value of what that feels like. Because I'm sure everybody agrees that when somebody has their attention on you, whether they're, talking, speaking, sitting next to you, but when they're focused, their attention, everything could be heard. Nothing's going to be misunderstood. Ideas can come from that. Problems can be solved. So a lot of great things can come from that. But that's who we learn these skills and practice these skills through those coaches.
Wow. I just attended the Florida Speakers Association meeting, and on Saturday, one of the exercises that we had to sit knee to knee with our person that we were doing the little miniature exercises with, and we had to just stare at each other for 60 seconds. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what, that was probably the hardest thing I had to do all weekend. And that included getting everything ready for the plumbers this week. So I'm telling you, it isn't, and I consider myself a really good listener. I love listening to people and learning new ideas, and I found it difficult. So I think that's probably a really good exercise. And I'm sure you have tons of exercises. We obviously can't get into all of them, but I just thought I'd share that with you. So tell us what a typical day or week looks like in your business for you.
Well, when we're not focused on workshops, I'll say this week, usually 2 weeks before the workshop, we're out there either networking, connecting with people by phone, or even sitting down with people, having a one-on-one. We have what we call like a personal assessment, where we can sit down with somebody and just, see and evaluate how their connections are through the relationships, through their family life, business, networking skills, and just finding out how their strengths are. Is it really strong? Could they really improve on it? And just really feeling like, wow, I really could probably give myself some extra skills to learn. I mean, for the price of the workshop being only $245, and you get to use these skills forever, so eternity, in both your personal life and your business life, that's really where everything's going to lead to. But those 2 weeks really what focuses on reaching out to connecting to people. And then afterwards, the week after is basically kind of like a week off. But knowing me, I'm still out there. My business partner's still networking, usually Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and doing some follow-up. But also, we created a GPS skill training. So many of us in direct sales or through marketing, we go to like you said, you go to these trainings. So what we did every Tuesday night for our graduates, is bring them back every Tuesday to practice and reinforce the skills they've learned, but they're also networking with new people. So only graduates can attend and keep rebuilding on the muscles. And so they have every Tuesday to come back and meet new people. Plus, like, well, I learned these skills a month ago, 2 months ago, and I got to bring myself back again so I can regain the practice that I learned to really stay focused on creating that muscle to be stronger and stronger by giving your full attention to somebody.
Right.
So,
Well, it's kind of like going to the gym. You can't go to a gym for a week or a month and expect it to work for a lifetime if you're not using the skills that you've learned, or you're not doing it outside of the gym. So, so do you do any one-on-one coaching, or is that something you have planned for the future in your business?
we have added that on, yes. So we've got the monthly networking events. We have our workshops that we host once a month, and the skill trainings to reinforce those skills every week. But also, if an individual does feel as though they would like to have our personal attention, we do offer personal skill trainings. There's a package deal where they get the personal skill trainings, 6 sessions, a workshop, plus 6 additional skill trainings to keep practicing with that. So yeah, so some individuals may feel as though they want to have that personal one-on-one to really keep building. We would actually feel that once they attend the workshop, they can feel that they'll understand the concept, and then really focus on gaining those skills and strengthen those muscles more powerful and more intense after that, and be more success. Then more success will come to them.
Exactly. So what do you enjoy most about what you do?
I think I enjoy just being with people. I feel like there's always, like I said earlier, just finding that golden nugget, I mean, I've gone out to, people ask me, what do you do on the weekends? I said, well, I'll find a chance to go bowling. I'll find a chance to go dancing. And then I'll just connect with whoever, whoever's there, just sitting there, relax. I'm out having a good time. And, you never know who I met. You can meet. And a couple of weeks ago, I met a young lady who's separated from her husband and really wants to get back out there into the real world. And she says, I could never have met a better person to get out there.
Great.
I said, well, you could say that's correct, because we've already gone dancing. We went to the movies. I've gone her to some friends, actually went to a bar, went to see a band. So she's been very open to, really get out there and meet some new people and find out what else has been going on in the real world outside of, having kids who are now in their 20s and getting divorced. So
yeah,
keeping herself.
That would be a wonderful market for you. And when you have a niche, you're supposed to go deep first, but I can see that as being a nice arm, if you will, or extension of what you do, offering that as a service to newly divorced people, and marketing it just to that audience. If you think about it, wow, that'd be wonderful.
Well, Heidi, we know that this opportunity is endless. I mean, there's so much out there. And so on that note, I'll say that we're also creating it to be a franchise. So we are hiring other people inside our self-discovery community to go out and actually become GPS trainers, because 2 of us can't cover the whole universe. We've got plenty of opportunities, like you mentioned, works, any kind of children or teenagers that could use the skills. So, we're knowing a path of it's going to jumpstart here very quickly, and we'll that's why we need to be growing.
Excellent. So what do you least like about what you do, if anything?
I guess it's actually also touching base with people and really sharing the value of what they can really receive out of it. I mean, do you want to receive great success today, or do you want to wait 3 more months? I mean, if your business is all about connecting with people, and you're the most valuable thing you have. If you're going to spend any kind of money, and we're not even talking $2,400, which we feel is the value of it, for $245, you can take a course to go, wow, I've met new people, got a great new skill. It's going to support me in my business, which is also a tax write-off. There's a 100% satisfaction guarantee. It's a win-win. I mean, there's no money to lose, but just, people will say, oh, I've got family things. I'm like, well, those things will always show up. It's just how important are you committed to really giving yourself the opportunity to give you something. I think your family and friends will be like, what? You're giving yourself some time to yourself? Wait, to better yourself for skills? I want some of that.
Okay, so the marketing sounds to be maybe something that's, explaining to people exactly what it is that you do.
Yeah, and just feel, I mean, feeling the value in myself more and more, as well as for other people to see the value in it for them.
Excellent. So what skills have you found to be essential for being successful in networking?
Well, one be great people skills. Being able to not having, being confident, being confident, being comfortable where you're at, having a few good questions up your sleeves, whether do you enjoy the place, the place, any new places to go. um, just, I think it just feels be opportunity to be exactly where you are, being just present with the moment and what just shows up, not being ready just to flash a business card, but just enjoy the people around you and just give them your full attention and see what gets created from that opportunity.
Excellent. So what tips do you have for the audience to get comfortable with and maximize networking opportunities?
How to get comfortable? Well, like I said, just be yourself, relax into yourself, and go, create that intention. If you create like intention, like you mentioned earlier, just to meet one person. So if you, have the opportunity to meet two or three, but really getting a chance to really dive deep into, maybe having a 10-minute conversation with somebody else, is see where it leads to. I mean, 6 years ago, I remember going to one networking event and met a gentleman there that I followed him like 3 different places to go after that. But I latched on to the right person who could lead me to going to other places and other opportunities where my business cards or websites or, I'll say everything I did or created for my business all came from networking. But, being able to be open to any ideas that show up, or, you might not, if you feel that you're not going to actually make a connection maybe instantly and need that person's product or service, but it's truly about the connection you make, because they'll be the first person that will come to mind, whether it's be for yourself or for a friend or somebody else on Facebook. It might say, hey, I'm looking for so-and-so. And you're like, wait a minute, I just got a chance to sit down with somebody I made this really great connection with. And, I really think, oh, I'm going to refer them. I really got a chance to know who they are, and I don't need their service, but I still can be open to giving, sharing their contact information.
So there's a lot of ancillary benefits of networking, and one of those is being able to refer others once you understand what it is they do. I love that. I love that. Let's talk a little bit about marketing, because I think that everybody listening has some sort of thing they're marketing and they want to know how to do it better. So tell us 1 or 2 strategies that you're using right now that are really helping you in promoting great people skills and that maybe others could use or adopt for their business.
Yes. Well, first thing everybody should have is a business card. And secondly, we created like a postcard size, which actually has one side kind of looks like a business card, but the other side actually has our information about our workshops. We got 3 dates of our workshops on there. Has the website's got a little bit description about what they'll receive and develop from having these great people skills. $50 referral fee by referring people to go as well. So yeah, I'll throw that in there. So anybody who wants to bring friends and contacts with them to our workshops, the more people, the more fun they bring, the more fun they'll have and connect with those people. So it can also be a free event. And also, I'm a fan of Facebook. I enjoy Facebook. I will share our great people skills basically in any group, including your groups, let people know and promote our networking events, our workshops, things like that. I take LinkedIn and post is there as well, and even Google Plus. So I'll say, I'm always about this copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. So it doesn't take too long. If you've got 10 minutes and you've already created it in one group, just go ahead and just keep on posting in other groups. And one lady came to our networking event on Monday, and so somebody else had shared our event, and she clicked on it, and she showed up at our event on Monday. So
social media has been a good, and obviously I think everybody knows you need a good business card, not just a business card. And look, I have nothing against Vistaprint and some of those less expensive or free sites, but I think that there's a purpose for each of them. And maybe when you're first starting out and don't have any money, it's good to have something. But I also think a quality business card with the right information is so important. So thanks for mentioning business cards. I think, and I love your idea of postcards, and especially the one that the fact that they're sharing more than just one bit of information, because sometimes people don't need one of those services, but by having something like that, they can say, oh, you know what, I can't go to this, but I might be interested in that. So that's kind of a great tip for business marketing. So thank you. What books are you currently reading or would recommend to our audience? And that could be fiction, nonfiction, just What are you reading? I love
Well,
people are reading.
I will say that I'm not a big avid reader, but I will say the 1 Minute Salesman is always a good one to read, since if we're all in sales, or how to, what's the other, like Law of Attraction, or how rich people think, because I remember reading a small book about how rich people think, and really they teach their kids from the beginning how to start making connections. So if you got a teenager and kid in high school and don't know how, they're already starting a job or not starting a job, but they're supporting them to start connecting with other people, because down the road, the more connections they have, who knows what kind of path of their career might change into. Because me personally, in college, I wasn't one of those who really connected with any authority. I wouldn't go to the counselor to see anybody, but, started networking. I started, like yourself, even, reaching out to the leaders of the groups and really connecting with the leaders and, knowing more about them and their who they are. But, I actually just watched, I'm Not Your Guru by Tony Robbins last night on YouTube. So,
well, those are good too. Videos are always good, and for the ADD in mind, it's always good to have other avenues to get your information. And of course, that's why social media and YouTube and all that are so important. Is the book that you were referring to Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
No, but I have read that as well. There's a small little book, How Rich People Think.
Okay, Rich People Think. I haven't heard of that one, so thank you. I've got to write that one down. Rich People Think.
How rich people think. And I also say I do have an audio in my car from Dale Carnegie. How to Win Friends and Influence Others. So I would definitely highly recommend that book. AKA book or audio. So that's the thing we visit over and over again.
You know what? That was the very first book I ever got. And I will tell you, that was probably a life changer for me, because I think that people don't realize that those skills have been around since the beginning of time, and they're so important to have. And so knowing the skills ahead of time doesn't mean you're going to be able to use them until you go to a class like you teach, but it's always good to know what people are looking for, like just common courtesy that people have kind of lost, because we're doing this all the time. We're on our phones and we're talking to people this way, and we're not really paying attention. I see people, my husband and I have a rule: when we go to dinner, the phones don't come out unless it's an emergency, because we have children and grandchildren, but we don't answer the phone at dinner. We don't text at dinner. None of that. Nobody's allowed to have but I see this all the time, and I'm blown away. I mean, how do you have a relationship with someone and don't talk to them, So I think that those are really good suggestions, Karrie. Thank you. So what's the best way to contact you? Okay.
Yeah, you can visit us at greatpeopleskills.net for networking. And also like us on Facebook. We also have a Facebook page, same name, Great People Skills. My email address is karrie@greatpeopleskills.net. In case you're a cell phone and want to text or call, I accept all those as well, at 954-629-4945. And one other thing I like to create when you talk about marketing and even business cards, I don't know how many people know about it, but it's called a Vcard. It's like a digital Vcard, where I've created 3 digital Vcards to share. And one of them is called karrie.vcardglobal.com, where, if I'm going to add any more value to anybody out there in the networking world, I've got our Great People Skills events. I've got different networking groups that I'm part of, tips, and what else do I got on there? Just other things that just want to keep people like, wow, I didn't know where to go find an app for finding networking groups. Oh, I didn't know about that group. I didn't know about that group. So I was used to carrying all these cards in my purse. And so when this V card showed up, I said, oh, this is amazing. I get to add anything I want. I designed the card myself. It took me, 30 minutes to start it, but make some tweaks here and there. But I really feel the value in some people. Oh, I forgot my business card, or I left my cards at home, and just having another backup plan and how you're going to share your contact information. And then you can click to dial, send emails right from your V cards. So just another form of marketing, not any excuse not to not have a business card, but some people are, if you're going to have both, be able to facilitate to both sides of the market, and those who want a card and got to drop your card in for raffle prize, and you can't drop your Vcard into the raffle for raffle prize.
Not yet.
Not yet, but yeah, I can have videos and so much more on there on your Vcard. So it's good to sometimes just have something, other form of marketing as well.
And you made a good point. Each of us communicates a little differently. So having different modes of following up is good, because there are some people, and especially I think millennials and younger, the Y generation, the X generation, they all like that. They like texting, they like doing that more than, say, myself. I'm a baby boomer. So for me, I like having a physical card. I like writing notes to people. I like following up with phone calls or even emails, and having that card to look at. There are times I'll get a card and I really am never going to use it. And sometimes I think I am when I get it. And I think that's one of the challenges with networking, is knowing when to hold them and when to toss them, if you know what I mean. Because business cards they're a cost of doing business. So we want to be cognizant about how we use them. So I like the Vcard. I think it's a great tool. And I just signed up about a month ago with someone to use I'm just on the free right now, just testing it, because it's really, again, not the way I communicate best, but it does have a lot of value. So thank you for sharing that. Any last thoughts?
None that I can think of. I was going to say, if anybody, hears this video, sees this and would love and feels inspired and would love to join us on Saturday for a workshop. Again, it's March 18th from 9 to 5:30. And, it's only, the cost is $245. The value of it is tremendously going to receive so much value from giving yourself more success, more great connections. And to reach out to me, like I said, I feel the phone number is always a great way to text or call people. So feel free to call, text, or reach out, or just go ahead and register and be deliberate. And you feel this is what you want for your life and you want to move forward, and you come out of there on Sunday feeling like, wow, this is exactly what I need for myself. I'm so glad I watched this and I was inspired to really take my good people skills into being great. We really welcome you to be part, because we are filling up quickly and would love to see, some new faces and inspired to be, as they say, jump. Don't wait to jump, just do it and jump, because we don't know when that parachute's going to open, but the sooner rather than later, because we'll be ahead of the game before, and everybody else will be behind.
Yeah, exactly. What a great, and thank you very much. Thank you, first of all, for being a part of our show today. I want to thank everybody, our audience, for listening in and watching our show. And just want to mention one program that we have going on. It's called the Social Media Live program. And you can find out more about that at newsocialmedialive.com. And to register, and of course, if you haven't signed up yet, you can do so today and save 50% off registration when you use Save 50 at checkout. We have a mastermind group on Facebook. We do weekly video tutorials, and we talk about the top 6 social media. We just added Instagram, so we're really excited about that. So it's all about social media training, and it's very reasonable. So thank you again. Thank you, Karrie Klimas from greatpeopleskills.net. And if you know of a very successful female entrepreneur who would be a great guest on our show, be sure and let me know. My name is Heidi Richards-Mooney, and I say thanks for watching, and I'll chat with you soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.